Welcome to Percolating Change, the podcast where we brew better outcomes one sip at a time. Today, I am with Sharon Gordon, an IT training consultant and Microsoft 365 specialist with over 25 years experience in designing and delivering engaging learning sessions for her users. Sharon's experience is in several industries, including legal, retail, and finance, using both Microsoft Office applications and industry-specific applications as well. Her mission is to empower people with technology, training, and transformation to unlock skills, boost productivity, and adapt to change fast. So in the next 15 minutes or so, we will talk about the importance of upskilling staff when applications change or are updated. We'll then finish with one thing that Sharon would do differently and one challenge that she feels that we should watch and look out for. So welcome, Sharon.
Hi there, everyone. Hi, Alicia. Thank you so much for inviting me to be a guest on your podcast. I'm really excited to be here with you and talk to you about upskilling.
You're welcome. As is typical, Sharon, in these podcast sessions, we ask our guests to give us one hook to set the table. What is your one statement hook?
My one statement hook is, why wouldn't you upskill your staff if you're updating the software that they're using?
Exactly. All right. I love that. I love the sound. I love the sound of that. All right. Now, could you provide a couple of examples about this hook? Why would you choose such a hook? And also, who is it for? Who are we targeting with this?
We are targeting the sort of SMEs, small businesses. We are targeting what I'm thinking about change managers, those people who are putting together programs where their staff are being given applications to use in their day-to-day work, but they're not being given training on it. They're being left to their own devices and to train themselves. So those change managers, and probably also project managers and IT training managers within an IT environment, who are wanting this change to take place. They are wanting to upgrade their software, but they haven't got the facility, or someone like myself, I would say, to train their staff, to upskill their staff so that they're able to use the application confidently and efficiently, really, to carry out their day-to-day tasks.
Okay, that sounds good. Would you also say that it's for the business owners to set this up and in terms of, their staff, because change managers and project managers don't traditionally have staff. So would we want to include the business owners? It's their responsibility to set this up.
Absolutely, because they're the ones that it's their business. They are generally driving the change. The project managers and change managers are only there to facilitate the action taking place. But yes, I would definitely say that the business owners are the ones that need to drive this change, and be aware that skilling, giving your staff the appropriate skills to carry out their work or their tasks, day to day. It is very necessary to give them that knowledge, that insight, that information.
Yeah, thank you for mentioning that. So why now? Why now? So do you have specific examples of any that you'd like to share as to why this is a critical topic?
For me, it probably started many years ago, as a trainer in the legal industry, and training on very bespoke applications for the legal firm that I worked for at the time. And there was a lot of resistance from staff members who felt that they weren't given the necessary training, or even spoken to or asked about the application that was going to be upgraded, or the application that was a brand new application that would affect their day-to-day working. They weren't they weren't involved in the how can I say, the choosing process, the selection process of the actual application. They weren't asked about, what tasks they were carrying out day to day that they needed to use this application for. And it's gone on for many years. And then recently, over the last few years, I've felt it necessary that I need to speak up for those people, because there's been a lot of resistance. I mean, um, in my training career, I've seen a lot of resistance from people, and a lot of the time it's purely because they haven't been given the opportunity to look at the application, to learn a bit more about the application, to know what's going on, basically. And once they do know that, they're quite happy.
Yeah.
And they embrace the change.
I read somewhere.
And that's the thing.
Yeah, I read somewhere that over 51% of users said their companies did not provide role-based training when implementing a new software. So that's surprising. And in the same survey, 78% of respondents said they had difficulty locating the training help documentation. So that's quite astounding, isn't it? That's quite a big gap. So I'm glad you're speaking about that and raising that.
Yeah, most definitely, and that's what I found. Yeah.
So how do you? So in terms of what the problem that this sort of thing creates, I know that it will create anxiety, around the said updated software, and whether they might be replaced and all of that. Can you speak a little bit about that sort of problem that comes when organizations don't think strategically about what needs to be included and how we approach supporting staff when they're updating their software?
Absolutely. It's, as you said, you mentioned anxiety. There is also, apart from anxiety, there's resistance, and there is, how can I say, destruction, because it sounds really strange to say that people can be quite destructive in the fact that they don't want to learn the software, anyway. They're thinking that, if your software has been upgraded, maybe my job role is going to change. What does that mean? Am I going to be made redundant? And people tend to, the human mind is a minefield of information, and you can ask and answer the question yourself and put yourself into panic mode, really. And then that filters through to other staff members who are probably not thinking the same as yourself. However, when you're into panic mode and you're thinking, oh my gosh, or someone's thinking, oh my gosh, I think my job's going to I'm going to be made redundant. I'm not going to be able to buy Christmas presents or something. It just accelerates and it exacerbates the situation of that, and it isn't good for other staff. It's not good for staff morale and other people when this is one person's is spiraling, as it were, all that.
Yes, exactly, because it's, even in a hybrid situation where some are at home and some in the office, we can easily pick up on these things. So if someone was starting tomorrow and they wanted to take control of that, so let's say I'm starting tomorrow, well, actually, let's say I've been there for a couple of weeks and I'm very familiar with what I'm currently doing. The software's, I understand it, know what I'm supposed to do. But then, as you've just painted the picture of a new software upgrade, is there anything that I can do to take control of how I get on top of this if I perceive that there is nothing there planned in terms of training? What should I do?
In the first instance, I would say go to your line manager and ask if there is any information that you could find, if they could give you with regard to the upgrade. Um, Offer yourself as a test case if they want someone to, you know, test the software or use it and give an evaluation on it. it Offer yourself in that circumstance,
That's great.
and
Yeah,
which
that's a good
means that
idea.
you'll be getting some information, and then you'll be able to, how can I say, soften the way, the pathway for your colleagues, and even be what I call it, we call in the trade, a change champion, that you would encourage the change and explain to your colleagues and your staff, your other members in your team, that this is actually a really good upgrade to the software. It's not going to make you redundant, but it's actually going to enable you to concentrate on the other things that you're not able to do, like upskilling yourself. If doing more
Mm,
training, or being able to do some other tasks that you don't always find the time to do, but it helps you to
yeah,
how can I say, streamline your day in a more succinct way, really. So I think, yeah,
yeah,
definitely offer
I
yourself
like
as a
that.
change champion, and that you're able. Mhm.
Yeah, I like that. I love that, Sharon. I mean, so these are quite powerful things that people can do right now, yeah?
Mm.
Taking control of your
Yeah,
own journey. And I love the idea of being an early adopter, so that alleviates
that's
fear
right.
when you can be part of that process and say, oh, that's missing. Oh, I love that. Well, why are we not doing this? Having an opportunity to look at the current processes, starting from where you're at.
Definitely.
And that's very important and powerful, yeah? And then you can then
Hmm.
look to see what the software is offering to make sure that it's actually capturing the essential things that one needs to do in the actual business that
Absolutely.
they're in.
Absolutely.
So we're coming to the end. Actually, we're coming to the end of
Okay.
our
Yep.
chat, which is great. Although it seems like
Hmm.
much ado about nothing possibly, but it isn't. It's very important that people understand
Definitely.
what the pathway looks like. So, in the
Hmm.
context of how we're chatting and the subject we're speaking
Hmm.
about, is there one challenge to watch in the next 12 months? Would you say, to Sharon, that you'd want people to look out for?
I would. Well, I think the main one at the moment is AI. It's everywhere at the moment, so don't be afraid of it. But don't be afraid of any new software that's coming out, and go forward. Go and look and inquire, ask questions about software, even if you haven't seen any information. Ask. You don't know what's going on sometimes, especially when you're not the person making the decision. So if there is a piece of software that you're using currently, and you think, well, if it could do this, that would make my job easier, speak to your line manager, speak to, the marketing team. You say, have they thought about this? They may well already be
Mm,
on the road of making a change to the software that you're using, but you don't know that if you don't ask the question. They may not tell you,
yeah.
but be bold
So
and
with
ask.
thank
Hmm.
Thank you for that. So you mentioned AI though, and the challenge. So specifically in challenge in AI, is there anything that you want to share from your perspective?
The one thing I would say is, don't be afraid of it. I would be forward, ask the question, start slowly, and pick up one of the open chat GP, join an account, get an account for chat GTP or Perplexity or any of those ones out there, Claude and that, and just start slowly. Start slowly with learning about it. Mm.
Love
I think
that.
that's the main
Love
thing
that.
I would say. Start slowly with learning about it. Don't be afraid. It can't replace human beings. That's one thing I will say. AI will never replace a human being. It needs human beings to be able to do what it does. Without us, it cannot exist. And that's my message.
Yes, now that's debatable. Well, there's another conversation, but I think I hear what you're saying. Yeah, because you know, that's another conversation that I think.
Yes, it is.
But I think
It's
what
a
I'm
completely other
hearing you say,
conversation.
yeah, because I think what I'm hearing you say is to work with AI, and
Yes.
it is there to, as a tool. Someone else had said before that it's there to
Yes.
enable us, but so to do some of the tasks that are time consuming that we may not need to do
Yep.
because we can
Yes.
have an avatar or an AI tool that help us to do that. Yeah, so I love that, getting rid of the fear of what it's
Absolutely.
all about. And as you've said, getting up to speeds and just, general knowledge. You don't even have to go and ask your manager, just, be more innovative but I love that.
Exactly.
And you're, from what I know of you,
Mm.
you're a lot like that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah. So
Yeah,
thank you
I
so
will
much.
definitely go and find things out. You're welcome. I've really
Yeah,
enjoyed talking to you today. Thank you
you're
so much.
definitely, yeah, it's my pleasure. Now, just before I let you go, how can people actually get hold of you? Is
Yes.
there because I know you have a couple of small businesses. Is there anything that you'd want to promote at the moment so people can, you know, get
Mm.
on board with what your offerings are?
Oh, okay. So, as an IT trainer, I do all most training, as you mentioned at the beginning. Microsoft 365 is one of the applications that I use, but because of the industry, legal industry, and the retail industries, they both tend to use, as a lot of other people use, bespoke applications. So one of the things that I do is I go into a company and I will learn whatever application you have, write a course for it, and then run the training session for you in collaboration. I'll obviously talk to the stakeholders and project managers and product owners as well, learning the application and making sure that the training session I write is specifically for this group of people. If it's your job role, this is how the course is written for your job role, and that's one of the things that I do. So I think that's my I love that, because no two companies are the same. No two businesses are the same, and no two applications are the same. And that I really enjoy that, doing that as well.
Love that. Thank you. And of course, people can get
Okay.
hold of you on LinkedIn as well if
You
they want to
can
reach out to Sharon. So,
absolutely LinkedIn, Facebook, um, um, Instagram, and yeah, I'm there. So do come and find me using my name or the company name, and you will be able to find me on those platforms. Okay.
fantastic. Thank you very much. And thank you all for listening to today's session. If you have enjoyed it, please like and subscribe and look out for other short episodes coming up soon. Thank you so much, Sharon.
You're welcome. Take care.